It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. Today, I thought it'd be fun to talk to you about or introduce you to a concept that comes from the stable framework that was put together by Mike Berry. The first concept that I thought I'd kick this series off with is the concept of the hidden factory. Now, hidden factory gets its roots from lean, but in stable, it really becomes interesting. So let's go into the stable framework and talk about this problem and what it addresses and what the hidden factory is. Like a modern complex aircraft, today's IT environments have a variety of complex components that must be coordinated correctly to produce value efficiently. Entire teams work together to collect, enrich, and hand off physical and intellectual assets from suppliers to customers in an ongoing stream of effort. Every step along the way has its own set of attribute data. Some of it's simple and some of it's complex. I saw a meme recently that really made fun of this, and it was great. It showed a picture of an airplane cockpit, and it had the captain and the first officer there in the cockpit. And it showed that they basically were very knowledgeable and knew what every single button did. And then they have a picture of a young girl sitting in a Volkswagen below. And it says, if these guys can memorize what every single one of those buttons do, the least you could do is understand how to use your turn signal. I just thought that was funny, your turn indicator. So sometimes the communication is good, other times not so much. Some decisions get made based on assumptions. Some of them are correct, many are not, because we all know assumptions are based on trying to figure out how someone feels about something, and that's a recipe for disaster. Few, if any, processes are systematized, making an improvement only temporarily beneficial until someone forgets about it. The same discovery is then relearned later by another team who mistakenly thinks that they are improving. All this creates value, rework, and scrap. Customers pay for all three, but they would prefer not to pay for rework or scrap. We call rework, scrap, redirection, delays, and other forms of waste the hidden factory within a production or operating environment. This hidden factory is the problem that the stable framework intends to address. And it talks about things like the script failed, or I changed my mind, and revised requirements, or that's not what I asked for, that's not what I meant, or incorrect build data, build numbers, etc. Waiting on a response from so and so. Just do this instead, or hey, let's take a new direction. Let's turn the ship, or but this is urgent. We need it right away. The key is to achieve operational excellence. As mentioned previously in the introduction to stable, operational excellence is the combination of effectiveness and then efficiency. Every company everywhere is pursuing operational excellence, whether they have the vocabulary for it or not. Effectiveness is delivering precisely what the customer values the most. Efficiency is delivering it with minimal byproduct. While an agile mindset helps organizations achieve true effectiveness, a stable mindset reinforces organizations' efforts in efficiency. By reducing mistakes, downtime, bottlenecks, confusion, and other factors which slow down a workflow, the stable framework augments Agile to enable organizations to achieve operational excellence and dominate their market or industry. What I can tell you is when I went and got this certification, this was the part that I really got excited about. Because the truth is, if you did a calculator and figured out just how many hours does your team, just one team, spend on rework? And then if you take that and you figure out what is the average salary of someone on your team, and then you take the number of hours of rework in a sprint and factor that over a month and multiply that times the salary times the number of people on the team, what you're going to quickly discover is that you're spending tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on rework. And this is the hidden factory that if you use that money to find out more about your customer or to build a more viable prototype or to enhance or update your infrastructure architecture, or to just get people on the same page so that you don't have all this waste, the scrap. What you're going to quickly find is that by applying these principles, even though it may slow you down at first, on the long haul, it's going to put you on a positive side of the equation. You're going to be in a good place, where you're going to be able to easily track and easily figure out what needs to be done, and not have to worry so much about things hitting the hidden factory. So I thought that was interesting, and I love to introduce you to new things. And we're going to take an opportunity each week to try to cover at least one stable concept. That way, it'll be a good learning experience for you, for those of you who are interested, so that you can kind of get your head around what it is. So, if you have questions about stable or about agile or about what we do, feel free to reach out to us. Learn more at agiledad.com. We'd love to hear from you. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.